I had to just make a quick response video. I was watching part of Drink Champs, the interview with RZA, and I love the premise of Drink Champs. The fact that they do bring on the different rappers from the different eras to give them their flowers, but I just have an issue with the host Nore, who, all intents and purposes, every episode he's on here and he plays like the court jester. You know what I mean? I hope in real life he's not like this. I'm hoping that this is just a character that he's even playing within this podcast, because the questions and the statements that he makes, a lot of times he clearly doesn't know rap history, even though he's participated in it. And this is why it's important for, those who aspire to be in this game or in this culture to know your history. So you're not sitting up here, looking like this dude. This man came out of his mouth in the interview and said that Wu Tang Clan had people wanting to be Chinese and Japanese, which is a totally inaccurate statement. I know the RZA wanted to just stop the interview and probably just smack fire out of him, but he gonna keep it, civilized and respectable. But the reality is the Wu-Tang Clan tapped into the Asian culture, which helped expand their brand globally rather than just nationally like most other rap groups at that time. So that's one angle of it. As one of the brothers in the comments, who I gotta give some shines and spotlight to, this cat as Stephen Gardner '07. He said Wu Tang didn't make folks want to be Chinese. That's dumb. I agree. Wu Tang made black people want to rap top tier lyrics and to study the lessons. And that's a fact. I remember, back in the 90s, 94, you know, listening to joints and like, yo, what are these cats talking about? Literally being with my people, like we might be on the block, back on Lewis Ave and Best Side. But, after doing whatever on the block for a minute, niggas would go into the library, for like, a little hour or so and like look up shit, read, wanting to like learn a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? And then if one of the guards came through the block, stop and kick it with him for a minute and get some gems, you know what I'm saying? So it was definitely a age of enlightenment, regardless of how short it was. People a lot of times refer to the golden era from 87 to, maybe mid 90s, but when I'll even say Nas when around 92, but technically 93 when he really just dropped the full album, which was, opening the damn Ark of the Covenant from a lyrical, cultural standpoint, like, all that type of shit. You know what I mean? That's when enlightenment really hit the culture. Like you could argue and say even with Rakim. Rakim was the first one that made everybody kind of, between him and Kane, because Kane is underrated and don't get the props he deserved. But Rakim and then Nas made everybody really want to step up. But at the same time that Nas was doing his thing, the Wu Tang was doing their thing. But Wu Tang more so brought the 5% nation and their information to a global audience. I think that can never be disputed. Everybody love to point out Jay Z, 5%, Nas, of course, Brand Nubian, other, rappers. I already touched on Kane, but they may have gave glimpses of them gems and the knowledge that the nation contains, but the Wu Tang blinded you with the sun. Like that's how much they were giving off that knowledge. It was blinding. You feel what I'm saying? So, but anyway, Nori, he's the main reason why I don't watch a great podcast in theory. You know what I mean? I can't sit there and watch the host just ask these cats, dumbass questions or make statements that every episode showcase the fact that he has no knowledge of rap history. You know what I mean? So, and that could have been another reason why he was chosen. Because from what I understand, Fat Joe is a partner or a silent investor back in this whole situation. So, maybe that was why Nori was chosen because he clearly don't know his history. So, if there was some kind of agenda or narratives that might want to be pushed, there's gonna be no resistance. A motherfucker can't fight against what they don't know. But I get off my soapbox and fall back. But yeah, I can't fuck with Drink Champs on the strength of Nore. I gotta go. I'm out.